Welcome to another Chef Knives to Go Quick Look product review. I'm Steve Gamache, and in this edition, it is always a pleasure to unbox one of these. This is the Konosuke Fujiyama series, Aogami, our blue paper number 2, Sujihiki 270mm knife. And I always marvel at the consistency to the fit and finish on these every time I pull one out of the box, as I mentioned. The core steel is, of course, Aogami, or blue paper, number 2 reactive carbon steel. Heat treats approximately 61, 62 Rockwell on that. The construction is a soft iron cladding on each side of that for a 3-layer sandwich, and you can easily see where the cladding line meets the core steel or hard steel at the edge. The weight on this knife is quite light, 135 grams, 4.7 ounces. The blade length, these are typically undersized compared to some of the knife measurements for other companies, but this is 263 on the edge. They'll vary just a little bit from knife to knife. The overall length, about 16.5. The thickness of the spine above the back of the blade here at the chin is about 2.3 millimeter, and it pretty much holds that pretty much all the way through until you hit the grind of the blade. The height is about 35.8, almost 36 on this particular blade back here at the chin or back of the heel. And the handle is their kind of standard, no-nonsense, octagonal ambidextrous Howood buffalo horn ferrule with good fit and finish. It's a light handle. You can seal them if you want to with either some mineral oil or some tung oil or something like that if you want a little more water resistance. But it's a very, very good serviceable handle. Circumference on the handle is about 74 millimeters, a little under 3 inches right here where the ferrule and the wood meet. Balance point on this blade, not that it's quite as critical on a Suji, but a Sujihiki is about right there. And let's take a close-up look. This is just beautifully finished as is per the norm, especially on the Fujiyama series knives from Konosuke. So here you've got an embossed logo kanji symbols on it describing the maker and the blade and the steel. You've got a real nice finish on both sides. This is a true double bevel Sujihiki that looks to be pretty darn close to a 50-50 grind, and it gets real thin towards the edge. Fit and finish is, of course, awesome. The spine actually is almost, I'm not going to say ground, but finished off where it's almost an angled on each side to almost like a semi-chisel point. So it's not just a rounded over. It's actually got a more triangulated profile to it. But the fit and finish is great. You've got really nice polishing and relieving on the back of the blade, the choil into the neck of the knife, or imoto. So again, fit and finish is great. Out of the box edge, I'll give this about a 4 out of 10. I wasn't super impressed with it, but these are the kind of knives you'll typically put your own edge on them out of the box. The fit and finish on the handle is good. It's not fantastic, but it's quite good. A little step here between the wood, but that could be sanded down. I don't think it's any big deal myself personally, but the lightweight handle kind of gives you a little bit of blade forward weight balance to the knife, which I think is helpful for this style of blade. Let's put it on a cutting board. You probably won't be doing that a lot, but if you wish to use a Suji for some utility tasks, because you've got it on hand, you can do that. Here is the profile of the edge, and here's a choil shot, and these get real thin at the edge, so they're ground just beautifully. You can just feel the grind, and it's pretty much where the visual cue is, where the grind starts, and it just thins out beautifully towards the edge. On a cutting board, here's what it's going to look like. Touch a flat spot near the back, but it's pretty much just kind of a light continuous curve throughout. Easy to rock this thing if you want to go over short ingredients with it. So you can do some utility tasks. You're not going to get a lot of board clearance for your knuckles or your hand, but anyway, if you wish to do so, obviously the primary purpose is slicing, but these are just beautifully made knives, works of art, and superb craftsmanship. They're just beautiful to look at, and they are quite functional, great performers, as per usual to this line of knives. So there you have the Konosuke Fujiyama Aogami, or blue paper number 2, Sujihiki 270mm knife.